Okay, so like, there's this thing that people have been talking about. Apparently, Joe Biden wants to ban video games. I think if you look into the actual article and everything that you see is that it's not necessarily that he wants to, it's the fact that there's no legal problem with taxing violent video games. Um, Here's what this IGN article says that I got from the Young Turks. At a gun legislation strategy meeting held at the White House recently, United States Vice President Joe Biden suggested there would be no legal reason why taxing violent media, including video games, would be an issue. This taxing of any kind of violent images could, of course, extend to film and television as well. So it's not the fact that he's like saying like he wants it, or he probably could want it, and it's also not saying that he's going to do it. He's saying there'd be like no legal issue with getting this done, but at the same time, I think this needs to be understood that if you tax this sort of thing, that pirating is going to go up. The rest of the article says the Vice President's declaration came in response to a suggestion made by Reverend Franklin Graham, who attended the meeting alongside 19 other religious leaders. According to Politico.com, attendees at the meeting said that Biden responded favorably to the Reverend's idea, going so as far as to say there would be no restrictions on the ability to do that. There is no legal reason why they couldn't. Like, yeah, he acted like in favor of this, but think about the Like, I'm not sticking up for Biden at all. I just see this as people jumping the gun, and I was watching the Young Turks and I saw that, they weren't jumping the gun too far, and that they were taking a level-headed response to this, and this is what I'm trying to do as well. But the main reasons why I personally don't think it's going to happen is, yes, there's tons of religious affiliations, but at the same time, those religious leaders only make up what percentage of Americans, and what percentage of Americans play video games. Like, it's not just the young that play video games. Older people do too. Like, I have friends that are like in their 40s that play video games, and it's whatever. Video games aren't violent, don't make people violent. What makes people violent is that there is already a naturally chemical imbalance in their brain. That's what makes them violent. And I just think that with all these shootings going on in America lately, that the media and everyone else is trying to find outlets. They're trying to blame someone. So, of course, video games, scapegoat. Violent movies, scapegoat. Which to me is completely ludicrous. The problem that we have in America is that we should help these people who have these problems in their mind, their chemical imbalances. These people need to get to, like, before something happens. And I think in America that we have like this mentality that you're weird if you seek help for having, something mentally wrong with you. I mean, we all need help. We're all not normal. Everyone's, had to have had some sorts of mental breakdown in their life. Not anyone's life is peaches and cream. And that's what I think it all boils down to, personally. And that's really what I wanted to talk about in my video today, is that it's not, it's not okay to judge people, and the whole thing with video games, it's not okay to assume that one thing is the source, because it's not. And the article goes on to say it was suggested by Graham that proceeds of the tax would go towards victims of gun violence and their families, according to the website sources. As Geek.com correctly notes, this sort of concern is nothing new. The Obama administration has funded research into effects of violent video games on young people following the Sandy Hook tragedy, and is a common theme in the wake of any major national tragedy. At the point, there is no indication that Graham's suggestion will come to, with Vice President Biden eventually concluding, and the study should be made on the effects violent video games have on developing brains. Which, that's the article. I'll post it below. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Yeah, check out the article and stuff.